Well, hello, Band in the Box users, and welcome to Henry Clark's channel. This is Henry Clark's channel where I talk about how to get that little bit more out of the Band in the Box product. First of all, thanks all of you who are subscribers. I really appreciate it. And again, hopefully we are all learning some new facts, features, and fun in using the Band in the Box product. So I thought today I would take a little time, and I get a lot of comments on my channel, so I think I would take the top 10 comments and respond to the top 10 comments for everyone so you guys can see what people are talking about. And when I say comments, I mean comments/questions, right? So you can all will get a chance to see what I'm dealing with on my channel and how I try to respond to everyone. And I always try to respond to the comments that come in as they come in. Sometimes I'm quicker than others, but I always try to get back with you. So I've got 10 comments/questions that I want to address today in using and dealing with the Band in the Box product. So number one, I got them written down too. I wrote them down so you guys can see, right? So number one, slow down so your international followers can understand what you're saying. I got to work on that because I have a tendency to talk fast and speed up, right? I get excited when I'm doing certain things, but I will work very hard on slowing down my delivery so that people who are not English speaking primarily can absorb what I'm saying and try to digest the information a bit better, right? Again, I believe me, I understand what that must be like because I've been trying to learn French for like 10 years because Paris is my favorite city. And I just can't get past, ça va and française and, and bonjour and bonsoir, So I get it, man. I get it. So I'm going to work on slowing my delivery down. So hopefully, you will understand what I'm saying a bit better. So that was number one. Number two is I didn't know I could do X. And what that means is that people said, I didn't know I could do shots. I didn't know I could do pushes. I didn't know I could mute instruments and bring them back in through the console and things like that. And I have tutorials out that show you how to do that. But the basic answer is yes, you can do those things within the product, right? They are what I would consider to be an intermediate advanced technique. But you can do those things within the product. So yes, for those of you who have responded to some of my tutorials saying, I didn't know I could do that. Yes, you can, okay? So that was number two. Number three, which Band in the Box version do you purchase? That's a toughie for me because I am not a fan of telling other people how to spend their money, But what I would say is this, try to purchase the most that you can afford in the product. I happen to be an Ultra fan, right? An Ultra Pack fan. I'm not an audiophile fan, and I've got songs out there on commercial radio, and it's compressed anyway, right? So I'm not worried about that. But try to purchase the best that you can afford. I think the key to purchasing a Band in the Box product are the real tracks. That's just me, So if I can get the max real tracks that I can afford, I'm probably going to be a much happier camper. I've noticed that some people have bought more basic versions, have tried to do certain things, and those real tracks were not included as part of their purchase. So my advice to anyone is to try to purchase the most of a pack that you can afford, Now, you can also buy style packs, right? I'm not sure whether real tracks, I think real tracks might come with them or not, but you still need those real tracks, right? But also demo those style packs before you purchase them to make sure it's something you really want. And I would do that. But again, my basic answer to your question is that, like I said, I don't like telling people how to spend their money, right? But just try to purchase the most that you can afford. I think you'll be a happier camper if you do that, even if it stretches your budget a little bit. And for me, it's better for me to have more than not have enough. So that's the answer to that question there. Now, number four, can you change instruments in a style? Of course you can. Especially since real tracks came out. Me personally, right? I'll have a song and I may use drums and a bass guitar and a lead guitar and a rhythm guitar and a piano, right? Yeah, I might decide, one of those guitars, I want to make that guitar a B3 organ. I'm just going to go to a real track, select a B3 organ, and hopefully works with it, demo that organ, see if I like it, and I'm going to add that, right? The guitar, I may decide that I don't like the guitar they're using. I want more of a flange guitar. I might want a rock guitar. Yes, you can. It's very easy. That's one of the easiest things to do, is to change styles in real tracks. So that you don't have to stay with the actual instruments that they gave you. That's the easy one there. Well, relatively easy. I put it like that because for me to say easy, somebody else may say, well, it's not so easy, but it's pretty easy to do that. Yes, you can do that. Number 5, how do you add extra instruments? Now, prior to 2021 utility tracks, that was a little bit more difficult. If you had to have a method, a pattern of trying to do that. Utility tracks made it a whole lot easier to add extra, because you have these utility tracks, so you can just add as many real tracks as you want, just about. I mean, it's quite a few, right? But before that, I would create another style of the song, another pattern, of the song, and add some extra instruments there, and just merge them all together through DAW integration and things like that. But yes, you can add extra instruments, right? Don't let the limitations of the initial 7 tracks, don't let it halt your progress. Just create another template of the same song and add some extra instruments in there, right? And see if you like them. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but you can do that, yes. Utility tracks, again, if you have 2021 utility tracks, makes that so much easier to do, but yes, you can do that. So that's the easy one there. Here's a good one. Okay, number 6. Do you sing all your background vocals? Basically, the answer is 3-pronged. And the reason why I say this is because yes, no, and maybe. If I'm using background vocals that are oohs and ahs, which come with Band in a Box, I may use some of those. But the type of music that I do, it's severely limiting, right? Because a lot of my background vocals are phrasing, a lead and answer type background vocals, or tiered background vocals in some of my songs, right? And yes, I sing those 3 and 4-part harmonies myself. I'm a product of the 70s and the 80s with the singing groups, right? The Dynamics and the Intruders and the Manhattans and people like that, right? So I am a huge, huge background vocal fan. I love background vocals. Matter of fact, I actually like background vocals more than I like lead singing, to be honest with you. I just think they make all the difference in the world. But yes, the answer to that is, if it's not oohs and ahs, and sometimes I do myself, but as far as the phrasing goes, yes, I sing all of those background vocals myself, the 3 and 4-part harmonies myself. Yes, I do that. And again, this is not a formal music training thing for all of you guys who know chords and chord progressions and things like that. This is strictly street quarter symphony lessons is what that is, from being out there with the guys in the bands over the years, right? Where if you got your note wrong, they would definitely let you know. So that's what I do. Yes, I sing those background vocals. Number 7, another good one. Autotune or Melodyne, which do you prefer? Now me, I'm not a Melodyne fan. I am an Autotune Live fan. And the reason why is because if I have Autotune Live plugged in when I'm doing my vocals, I can hear immediately when it's doing pitch correction. I don't have to wait until it's done like an Autotune. And I have both products, by the way. And if I go into Melodyne, I've got to go and try to adjust, okay, the was flat, and that phrasing was up and down and all this kind of stuff. I got to manipulate that. I don't have time for that. And I'm not going to make time for that, But if I have Autotune Live, it's going to make those corrections on the fly. And if the sound is being distorted too much, then I know I'm probably singing it wrong, and maybe it's not even the right key for me, But I'm a big Autotune fan over Melodyne because I don't want to say I'm a lazy singer, but I don't want to put all of the work that's required for me in Melodyne versus what I can do in Autotune. And another thing is that when I'm doing Autotune, is I can change my keys on the fly. There's so many more other things I can do on the fly that I don't seem to have the same capabilities within Melodyne. On the fly, I'm talking about. Sure, I think I could do more precise editing in Melodyne, but again, I don't think I'm going to sing so far out of the pocket that I wouldn't benefit from the Autotune. And by the way, and I do use it on almost every song I do, just that extra bit, And it's an industry standard now. Even some of the top stars that you hear, they have Autotune in their voice because there's nothing wrong with it, to be honest with you, But I'm an Autotune fan over a Melodyne fan. And that's what I use. I'm a big Autotune guy. So that answers that one. Now, this is the diciest one right here. RealBand. Do you use RealBand? And if not, why? I am not a RealBand fan, not even a little bit. I think there are better commercial DAWs out in the marketplace that far, far surpass what I can do in RealBand. I am a Sonar fan. I happen to be a Sonar fan, right? But I know there are people that are Pro Tools fans. There are people that are Reaper fans. I find that, first of all, number one is that I find that RealBand really is geared toward the band-in-a-box product. And I don't do everything in band-in-a-box. I do a lot of stuff that is not band-in-a-box. I have an EP coming out with 8 songs on it in the near future, like within a month or so. And of those 8 songs, only 3 of those songs are band-in-a-box songs. The rest of those songs were done using commercial loops and background vocals and bussing and a lot of plugins. And I found that when I tried to do some of that stuff in the past with RealBand, it just wasn't up to par. It's just that simple. It just did not work for me, right? So no, I don't use RealBand for anything. Now, that's not to say RealBand is a good product or a bad product, but what I would say is that if I'm doing something exclusively and simple, I'll say simple, in band-in-a-box, then RealBand is probably a great solution for me. But for the type of music that I do and the amount of stuff I have going on within my music, I find RealBand to be far lacking the capabilities that I need. But also, I'm also used to working with the Sonar product. I go all the way back to the Cakewalk days. And again, a DAW is something you need to be comfortable with to get the most out of it, right? I am more comfortable with the commercial DAWs that are out in the marketplace versus RealBand. So no, I do not use RealBand for anything. I really don't. That's just me. If it works for you, that's fine. Not me. Number 9, which kind of ties into the RealBand thing. Do you use band-in-a-box for all of your compositions? No, I do not use band-in-a-box for all of my compositions. I find that band-in-a-box, like any other product ever, and I just want to say this too, band-in-a-box for me is a tool. It is another tool in my toolbox. It is not my only tool. Sometimes it's not even my primary tool, right? If I'm doing something that's more acoustic flavored or something that might be an older style of jazz, then band-in-a-box seems to be an ideal solution for me. But when I'm stepping into the pop realm, when I'm stepping into the old soul realm of horn sections, that I loved back in the day, right? String arrangements that were not just regular strings, but complementary strings. I find that my commercial royalty-free loops do a much better job of making those arrangements than what I can find when I do it in band-in-a-box. So no, I do not use band-in-a-box for all of my compositions. Not to mention heavy funk. I'm not talking about the band-in-a-box funk. It's okay as far as I'm concerned. But when I'm doing heavy funk, when I'm doing Rick James type of funk or something like that, I find that the commercial loops come in a whole lot better. And I find that working with them inside of the Sonar product, with those acid waves that come up, I find it to be much, much better than what I can do in band-in-a-box. So no, band-in-a-box is not used for all of my compositions. And I would go so far as to say that for me, band-in-a-box is only used for maybe around 30% of my compositions. And I'm talking about the final edit. Sometimes I will start a song out using band-in-a-box just to kind of get it together from a chord structure perspective, from an arrangement perspective. But once I move it over, I use commercial loops to put the rest of the song together because it gives me a whole different feel. And if you listen to some of my tracks that are out there, you will not hear the band-in-a-box product on some of those tracks, even though I may have started writing the song in band-in-a-box. But no, it's not used for all of my compositions, no. And this is the last one. Are you paid by PG Music or band-in-a-box? No, I am not compensated in any way, shape, or form by PG Music or by band-in-a-box. Now, what I have asked them in the past is I have asked them, would they be willing to allow me to put a link to their site for purchasing, and they said that is not something that is part of their mission. They don't do that, It doesn't really matter, but I don't want to be compensated by band-in-a-box or PG Music anyway, because I'm not 100% band-in-a-box user, and I would not want to sign any type of exclusive arrangement where I would use just their product for my compositions. So it works for both of us. It works for me, it works for PG Music, that it's not a path that I want to go down. Like I said, I do a lot of stuff that is outside of the band-in-a-box product. I would not want to be tied to it in any way, shape, or form. But I do like the product. I think it is an outstanding product, and it has helped me, generate a lot of good music, and it has also helped you all in putting your compositions together. So those are the top 10 things that have been asked, comments/questions that have been asked of me throughout my tutorials when I go through the comment section and try to respond to people. I try to respond to everybody, that makes a comment, right? Hopefully I haven't left any of you all out there to dry. But again, those are the top 10. And feel free to add comments to what I talked about today, right? Maybe you've got some suggestions. Maybe there are things that I'm not aware of that I can learn from, because remember, just as you learn from me, I also learn from you all. So again, thanks for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. I hope that you all will get a chance to endorse my EP that comes out. I think it's June 24th. It's called Reminisce. And again, it's on all major platforms, Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. I don't do SoundCloud. I'm not a huge SoundCloud fan. But Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Deezer, Pandora, those are the platforms that you can actually get my music on. And again, comments are always welcome. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks a lot for listening. Thanks a lot for viewing. And I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye-bye.